Today's topic, how to make a man jealous. Really, really, really jealous. Let's say you want to date this guy, but he's not really interested in you. He doesn't show any signs of interest. You are not sure if he likes you or not. That's why you want to make him jealous. Or you don't know if he's actually that into you, if you think he might be a little bit into you, but you want to put it to the test. And you know that making him jealous is a fast way to reach this goal. Or you're already dating a man and you have the feeling that he's slowly losing interest. That's why you want to make him jealous, so that you reignite his interest with his jealousy again. No matter in which situation you are right now, I will show you how to make him so jealous that he can only think of you and that he only wants to date you. And the main idea of this whole episode is that you trigger one thing in him. Yes, jealousy. But there's one underlying principle that makes men jealous. I know this because I'm a guy and it works with me too. I hate to admit it, but it does. And that's the competitive instinct. Always remember with every point I discuss with you here that it's all about the competitive instinct. If you make him feel inferior to another guy and you trigger his competitive instinct that he says, I want to compete with him, I have to compete with him, this guy can't get her, I have to get her, that's when he wants you more than ever before. And the first tip I have for you is to make him jealous with guys in your social media profile. If you're not quite sure if a guy likes you and you want him to get interested in you, upload a photo with a really handsome guy or with a really successful guy. For example, a handsome guy in a suit, that would be the best because he's handsome and successful. But that's one of the ways you can make him jealous. If you show in your social media profile that you have other male friends and he doesn't know if it's just a friend, he might think it's a lover, he might think it's your boyfriend, whatever it might be. In this situation, you will make him jealous. And make him jealous with your gay friend. I think I talked about this once, but it's a really funny story. One of my Skype coaching clients, she did that with a guy. He didn't know that this guy was gay, but she introduced him to the guy that she wanted to meet or that she wanted to date on an event. And this other guy was just completely flabbergasted. He was like, what the, oh my God. Because this gay guy was very, very handsome and very successful, or at least he appeared to be very successful. And then, of course, the other guy was, I have to get her. If she can get this type of guy, if this type of guy is so into her, I have to date this woman. And yes, I know it's a little bit of a white lie, but it worked really, really well. And you can tell him about the fun stuff you do. You know the idea of FOMO, fear of missing out. And I know at the moment, with this whole isolation and quarantine situation, everybody has FOMO to a certain extent because we can't do anything. The fear of missing out means that you see other people enjoying their life and you have the feeling your life is not good enough or you want to have the exact same life as this other person. That's why social media, at least if you spend a lot of time on social media, can be very harmful for your self-confidence. Because then you go on Instagram, you see how other women spend their vacation, you see how other women look with their perfectly photoshopped pictures, where they then write hashtag no filter, hashtag no makeup, which of course is a lie. And you think to yourself, oh, that's the life that I want. I want to be in Dubai right now. I want to be at this pool. I want to have this body. And that's why it's so bad for your self-confidence. But you can use the same principle to make a guy jealous. If you either tell him in person about the fun things that you're doing, maybe a holiday that you went on, maybe a new restaurant that you tried, or you show it on social media, then he will get the feeling that you are living an amazing life and he wants to be a part of that life. With this technique, you don't really make him jealous with another guy, which is of course riskier than just making him jealous with your experiences. That's why this is the safe way of making him jealous. If you talk about your experiences, you talk about things that you did do in the past, things that you do right now, that you plan to do, all these kind of things will make him feel jealous because he wants to live that amazing life too. And if you make his friends stare at your outfit, this is one of the riskiest, but also one of the most fun ways to make a guy jealous. We men, we often desire women who our social group desires. It's a little bit weird, but I think for women, at least to a certain extent, it's the same. If you would be out with your friends, with your female friends, and all your friends would point at a guy and say, hey, he's really handsome. Look at him. Wow, he looks really attractive. You would automatically assume that this guy is more attractive. And the same happens to men. If other guys, for example, point at a woman and say, wow, she looks amazing, she looks hot, whoa, 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 then we want to date her because, again, competitive instinct. We want to compete with these other men and we want to show we are the guy, we are the man, we can date this woman. So if you make his friends stare because of your amazing outfit, because of your style, because of your elegance, because of the way you carry yourself, he will get jealous. And if you mention your ex-boyfriend, this makes us go nuts. That's triggering the competitive instinct times 10. This works really, really well. If you tell him, hey, my ex-boyfriend does this, my ex-boyfriend is that, my ex-boyfriend did this, of course you won't tell him all the bad stuff that your ex-boyfriend did, because then he will feel, oh yeah, I'm so superior, I can help her. Even though that can also work, you don't always have to make a guy jealous. In fact, I believe that the whole idea of making a man jealous is not the best way to make him want you. The best way is still to avoid the 3 mistakes that I share with you in the free report that you can find in the link in the description. Because if you avoid these 3 mistakes, you will connect with him on a deep emotional level, which in my experience is more effective than making a guy jealous. But you are here because you want to know how to make a man jealous, and that's why I want to answer this question for you. So if you mention your ex-boyfriend and you tell something about your ex-boyfriend that's actually positive, then this will again trigger this competitive instinct in him. And if you talk about the guy he knows who's into you, it doesn't have to be true. Again, it can be a white lie. But if you talk about a guy that he knows who's apparently into you, especially if it's a good friend of him, oh, this will trigger the competitive instinct. He will be like, what, my friend likes her? My friend likes her? I have to get her. That's something that you should always consider. But even if it's not a good friend of him, even if it's just a random guy, it makes you automatically more attractive because it shows that you're an attractive woman and that other men want you. And again, we human beings, and this is both true for men and for women, we always want what other people want. And if you let him know that you're not so sure, if he asks you out, just say, I'm not so sure yet, I will check. I will let you know, I will get back to you. And this shows that you have other plans, that you have things to do in your life. And if you demonstrate that to him, then it will make him jealous. Of course, if you like him, you should still say yes to the invitation. You shouldn't say, no, I'm too busy on Friday, I can't do that. Then you risk losing him. But if you just wait with the answer a little bit and you leave him in the unknown, you let him know that, hey, you have a busy life, I will let you know. And if you then say yes, then he will be like, oh yes, haha, now I want to get her. And if you tell him about your guy friends, as men, we are always a little bit jealous when it comes to women having guy friends. That's why it's often a big problem in relationships. When a woman has a lot of male friends, the guy is often very, very jealous about them. And this is something that's a very delicate topic, but I think as a woman you also understand that. I mean, if you would date a man and he has 3 really, really beautiful female friends, you would also be jealous if you're really in love with him, if you're really attracted to him. And the same happens with men. So if you tell him about your guy friends, about you going out with guy friends, this will make him jealous. And if you change your appearance often, if you change your style, your dress code, maybe even your lipstick, whatever it might be, we'll think automatically, something is going on. She's dressing up for someone. And now she looks completely different than last week. Who is it now? Who's she going out with? I have to know. And this will make him jealous. And if you tell him that you joined a gym, and in this situation I would also tell him about the very handsome gym instructor, because when you tell a guy that you joined the gym, he will think, she wants to get in shape. For who does she want to get in shape? Is it me? Is it the other guy? What is going on? And if you then also tell him about this really handsome guy in the gym instructor, then he will be even more jealous. But no matter if you want to date the guy that you want to make jealous or the gym instructor, you need to avoid the 3 biggest mistakes that almost all women make on the first date. You really have to promise me that you avoid these mistakes, because if you make just one of these mistakes, he will not be able to commit to you because he will be too afraid, he will pull back, and he might not even go out with you again. If you want to know what these mistakes are, you can check out the link in the description. If you download this free report, and yes, it's 100% free, I will give you access to these 3 mistakes, and I also show you exactly how you can avoid making them. And let him know that you received the gift. but not from him. The gift is not from him. No, it's from someone. But is it from a guy friend? Is it from a female friend? Is it from your boyfriend? Is it from your lover? He doesn't know, and it will drive him crazy. It will make him jealous. And that's a very, very mean, yeah, it's quite mean, but a very effective strategy. Compare him to your dream man or to a celebrity that you're really into. If you compare him to your dream guy and you give him the feeling that he's not quite there yet, he's on the way, this will show him, hey, she's actually interested in me, but you're not quite there yet. And he wants to close the gap. Again, it all comes back to the idea that you trigger his competitive instinct because now he wants to compete with that guy. And I know that sounds weird. That sounds completely crazy, especially when it's a celebrity who's way, way, way ahead of him, but still he wants to compete if he wants you. And if you keep calm when he flirts with you, the less affected you are by his flirting, the more you show that you're a confident woman and that you are not an easy to manipulate woman, that he has to put in the work. And it will also make him jealous in this sense because he assumes that you're used to flirting and that other guys are also flirting with you. And again, it comes back to competitive instinct. And laugh when his friends crack jokes. So this one is really, really mean. If his friends crack jokes and you're laughing about the jokes that his friends make, ooh, he will get jealous. Especially if you laugh more about his friends' jokes than about his jokes. And if you compliment his best friend. If you, for example, tell his best friend, hey, you have a really nice jacket. Wow, that jacket looks amazing. Hey, I really like your style. He will be like, I want to kill my best friend. She should compliment me. That will be the result of complimenting his best friend. And yes, that's how you make a guy jealous. And if you then end up dating him, you still have to be careful that you don't make one of the 3 mistakes that almost all women make on the first date that guarantee that he will not show up on the second date. If you want to avoid these mistakes, the link is in the description. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.